and welcome to the Unhinged History Podcast, the podcast where two compulsive nut jobs are going to just enjoy all kinds of memes of history about ghosts being in the blood, and then learn the history behind it, and come together and tell each other the stories we've only recently learned. I'm host one, I'm Theresa, and that over there, it's host two.
Do you know what the cure for ghosts in the blood is?
Cocaine. It's cocaine.
I'm Angie.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's what we should be doing, huh?
forgot to say my name, but I just wanted to get you straight out with it. It's the cocaine.
It is the
Mark your
cocaine.
bingo box.
I don't think cocaine is on the bingo card.
Really?
For the next one, we'll need to do some
We'll
cocaine
put
about it.
cocaine on there. Yeah. Sorry, guys. It'll be a great picture to accompany the cocaine too, I'm sure. Pablo Escobar or something.
Yeah,
I just checked the uh
the spreadsheet.
crap. Yeah,
It's a
okay.
spreadsheet. It's a spread. Of course, I know it's called a spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. I have spreadsheets for
Here's the
everything,
thing.
Angie.
I said to my husband 2 days ago, we were watching something, and I, mid-sentence, stopped talking, restarted like 3 times, looked at him, and said, "Words are really hard to make with my face." And he said, "Are they also hard to make with your brain?"
Look,
That's been my week, so here we are. Many
honestly,
blessings to me.
yeah. I mean, we made it. We made it. Welcome to Friday. Okay, that's all we've got to say.
Yeah. Hi, Friday. How are you? Glad you're here. I love your work.
We wish you'd come more often. Please don't leave so soon.
Why are you rude, bitch?
Yeah, amen.
Say it like it is.
We're
Hey,
not even 5 minutes into the episode. You're already swearing. That is how good of a day we're
oh,
having.
okay, I need you to know when I get to the end of my story, you're gonna know why I'm salty as hell. And
Oh,
just send your condolences to Ian because he had to listen to me. This is totally unrelated, but he had to listen to me yell about Queen Consort Camilla for like 15 minutes last night.
what?
And then I realized why, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Yeah. Um, totally unrelated. Did you know that the Romanov family was murdered on July 17th of 1918?
Oh, that's today.
That is today. Did you know
Do
that?
you light a candle on this day? Like, how is this top of mind for you?
I'm a huge Anastasia conspiracy theorist fan. I know she was shot in the bay, believe that she survived. You know?
You know what? Honestly,
That said, my
yeah.
story is not about the Romanov family.
Oh, and you go first. So, okay, now I am like so confused as to what's happening. So just
But I do
start.
have a, yeah. Okay. I have approximately 783 sources. I'd like to tell you I'm sorry. I'm not. There is a Time magazine article called Colonial Women History. Esther Aaron Burr, titled "Women in Colonial America Were More Powerful Than We Give Them Credit For" by Cornelia Powers from March of 22.
Okay.
I did not use this source. However, the archives at Yale have a Reeve family papers collection, so you can see their family's history, which I think is super cool. I didn't use that, but I included it because I don't want to forget about it for later. A notable biographies. Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution, brought to you by the Library of Congress. PBS. PBS had a really great article on my topic. History.com, just like, this day in history kind of thing.
Yeah.
I forget what they're called, but you know what I'm talking about.
No, I think they're called
And
This Day
then
in History. It's so
that feels
mysterious.
that feels right. Yes. I wasn't sure if it ranges from source to source because there are multiple like this day in histories, but you know what I mean. History.com's this day in history, whatever. The constitutioncenter.org, which is super cool, has an article from September of 23 by Scott Bomboy, which is just an awesome name. The American Battlefield Trust, and the Historical Society of the New York Courts at history.newyorkcourts.gov. and a Thought Co. article by Robert Longley that was published in 22. I think I did a good job of not making this completely obvious, but we're talking about Aaron Burr today. And now you
Just
know why I'm
know for
pissy.
a split second, I panicked. And when I tell you my story, you'll understand why. Carry on.
Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know if this is the same for you, but for me, and I don't know why, but probably because the 4th of July happens on the 4th of July, all of July feels like an American holiday to me. It feels like the time when you talk about founding fathers. That said, my goal is to tell you about a specific moment from his life. However, let's just do a short timeline on the fella for context, because I think it makes it so much more fun. Aaron Burr Sr., hold on, back up. Aaron Burr Jr., like the Aaron Burr, was born in Newark, New Jersey on February 6th, 1756. He is the son of the Reverend Aaron Burr Sr., who was this prominent Presbyterian minister and one of the founders, as well as the second president of the College of New Jersey, which today is Princeton University. His mother, Esther Edwards Burr, she was the daughter of this American colonial theologian and philosopher. Apparently, he was very famous even at his time, called Jonathan Edwards. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know much about theologians as far as like the popular ones of this time. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Cool, cool. For her part, and I would like to point this out, she herself is brilliant and educated as best as can be expected for the time. So her father held this high standard in his house that all of his children will be educated to the very highest degree that they can be educated to, not just the sons.
Good.
Love this. And this is like prominent in all of like the Burr and the extended family. Like education is key for them. And I personally love that. Now, both of Aaron Burr's parents are going to die of fever by the time he's 2 years old, which sucks. But
Wait a minute. So,
this leaves,
because all I know about Aaron Burr comes from the Hamilton, the
hmm
fact that his parents' dying wish occurred when he was 2? All right.
evidently.
Carry on.
But it sort of makes sense in when you think about the fact that his father is the second president of Princeton and he's a theologian and his mother's brilliant. Like I too would insist that my children received an incredible education even if they're only 2 years old. That said, because both of his parents have died, he is now left in the care of his grandparents. So it's him and his sister, and they're being left to be raised by their grandparents. However, they too would both be dead within 2 years. So now he is four and lost four caregivers.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, dang. So the majority of his childhood is spent in the care of his uncle, a man called Timothy Edwards. So this is his mother's brother. And Uncle Tim is this well-to-do fella. He's a rather successful lawyer himself, and he has no problems handling the education of his nephew. In fact, he brings in Princeton-trained tutors to manage the boy's education till he is old enough to properly attend. His
Wow.
sister is educated as well by the same Princeton tutors. And for me, I just love that so much. She is, in fact, expected to not only be well read, she is expected to be articulate and a conversationalist and be able to like carry on in a room full of all of these big thinkers. Like that is what is expected of the children of this household. I'm here for it. So,
Yeah.
Burr goes to Princeton at the age of 13, and according to NewYorkCourts.gov, he graduates in 1772. He had originally studied theology and he had plans to like enter the ministry, right? But then he fully about faces and goes to law school instead. He attends Litchfield Law School, which was the second law school in the United States, and set up by his former Princeton tutor, a man called Tapping Reeve. Fun aside here, in June of that same year of 1772, he marries Burr's sister. She's
Burr
17, he's
marries Burr's.
26.
The tutor marries
No,
Burr's sister.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
He's 10 years older than her, which I was like, could be worse. I'll take 10 years. That's not terrible.
But that also means he was shopping for a while.
I'm hoping it wasn't like at 7. I'm hoping that when she turned 17, he was like,
You've
perhaps we could
developed into quite
marry.
a lady. I didn't, my eyes just opened. I realized,
That's what
ah,
I'm
by
hoping for.
Jove.
She's smart and lovely. But this story isn't about them. So I just wanted to point out that the tutor did marry the student here, and everybody seems cool with it. Now, at the onset of the American Revolution, we know that Burr, of course, joins the Continental Army and he fights in battles in New York, Quebec, Monmouth. But in 1779, he's a colonel by this point, and he resigns his commission due to exhaustion and bad health. As his health allows him to, he continues to study law. And then in 1782, he's admitted to the bar at Albany. Now, I don't fully understand this, and I should have Googled it, but there was this educational dispensation for law students who had set down their studies to serve in the war. So there was some benefit given to him because he had served. So I don't know if it was that he could fast track the rest of his education or that certain parts of it were you learned it on the battlefield. I'm unclear on what that means, but I think it's really important to point out like, wonder what the
That
deal
there
here
was
is. But
some
regardless,
program of some sort.
yeah, I'm thinking it was the whole fast track because my first thought was that scene in Hamilton when Hamilton's like, I want to do it faster than you, and Burr's like, Red, I did it in 2 years. Like, good luck, buddy. I don't remember if that's the exact time frame, but that was my first thought was, oh, I wonder if it's just this like your course, which is normally 4 years long, only takes 18 months now. Good luck. Anyway, once the British leave New York in 1783, he sets up his practice there, and despite the fact that he's going to butt heads with a ton of other lawyers, Hamilton being one of them, he's considered pretty successful, right? I learned that he was counsel to the first murder trial in the U.S.
But yeah, that's in Hamilton.
Yeah, totally didn't even like I did not care about Burr and Hamilton. Sorry, Burr. You put on a great show, but I was not listening to your words. But that said, that led me down quite the rabbit hole, which I'm sure I'll be in for the next week because that obviously wasn't the first murder trial in the Americas. So I was like, oh, interesting. Um, a quick Google search says, quote, the first recorded murder trial in the United States was a full formal transcript was the 1800 Manhattan Well murder trial. Levi Weeks was accused of
That
murdering his
well
fiancee.
is still around. It is in an
I,
actual, like you go to the straight up boutique and it is just there next to clothing fixtures.
oh, that's so weird.
Carry on. Sorry.
It
That's
should
just,
think it'd be in like a museum.
no, it's just,
Should have been
it's
in a
just
museum.
downtown. Carry on
It's
though. I'm
next to the
sorry.
Chotskys.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, you know what it is. So, right, Levi Weeks is acquitted of killing his fiancee. The jury was out for like 5 minutes. He was defended by both Hamilton and Burr. Okay, so in 1791, Burr wins a seat in the U.S. Senate by defeating Philip Schuyler, which is,
Also in Hamilton.
yeah, Hamilton's father-in-law. And this only adds fuel to Hamilton's already forming very big feelings about Burr. And I'm like, oh, that explains a lot. In 1800, the presidential race is going to give him this chance to develop his like political career a little bit more, and he runs against the very popular at the time Thomas Jefferson. And long story short here, there is a tie, and Congress is left to sort it out. Hamilton argues for Jefferson, and he won, which in turn makes Burr the vice president. This is pretty much going to be the end of his political career because in 1804, the Jeffersonians don't renominate him for VP. Shocking. I wonder why. Also, through all of this, he's been married, he's got kids, he's had a home life, but his first wife dies in 1794. The Theodosia and all that, right? Like, then there's the fateful duel with Hamilton in July of 1804. And then we know from the Eliza Jamal story, eventually he marries her, blah, 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 blah. But did you
Now,
know?
hold on real quick. What episode was that? Because you
Oh, I
covered
don't know.
her.
I did. I don't know what. Hold on. If I could type, we'd be doing even better. It is episode one. He is the she said. She said. It's episode 140. He is the she shed. It's with Benki.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
was a samurai, which I covered, which what a monster.
Really perfect pairing. I think they would have been friends.
Maybe. Anyhow, carry on. Let's go back to
Okay.
our boy
So
Burr.
between the death of Hamilton and the marriage to Elijah Jamal, did you know that Aaron Burr planned to create an independent nation?
Yes.
I did not.
Okay, carry on. I don't know much about it, but do I know that like treason was involved? Yeah, carry on. So I know that
Okay.
much.
So about a year before the duel, he had begun some rather interesting plans. He intended to create another nation either by invading and taking over Spanish territory near what would be later known as Florida, or by separating the Mississippi Valley from the rest of the U.S. My understanding, and I'm not 100% sure on this, but my understanding is he planned to have his capital be New Orleans. Um, anyway, the plot's discovered in 1806. He had even gone so far as to meet with several
Wait, the plot
political
was
as
discovered in
well.
1806?
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I forgot how time works. 1770. Okay, sorry. Carry
Yeah.
on. My, you know what?
We're in
Hey,
1806 now.
yeah.
Yeah, Hamilton died in 1804. So it's 1806.
Okay.
The He had gone so far as to meet with several political as well as military leaders trying to like gain their support, right? He also tried to get funding from England for this endeavor. And I don't know why, but the fact that we just fought a little skirmish with them over our own independence feels to me like maybe not the right country to go ask for financial assistance from.
Right. I mean, well, actually, honestly, it could be, right? It's like,
Maybe it's
hey,
like the
enemy is
enemy,
my
my
enemy is my
enemy.
friend. And so, hey, you know how we both hate the red, white, and blue? Wanna throw some dirt in their face? I got an idea.
That's, yeah, this obviously doesn't work well. And the help shockingly never shows up. So he sets his eyes on private funding sources. Now, one of these meetings with these political and military leaders had occurred just after the duel when he fled New York for Virginia and from Virginia makes his way to New Orleans. In New Orleans, New Orleans, we know that he meets with a man called a U.S. general called James Wilkinson. According to PBS, quote, Wilkinson was an arrogant, unscrupulous, and overly fond of liquor. Wilkinson had befriended Burr during the Revolution. Burr had convinced President Thomas Jefferson to name Wilkinson as governor of northern Louisiana. I think Bro was on to things way earlier than we give him credit for. Additionally, ThoughtCo had this to say regarding Wilkinson. Throughout his life, Wilkinson had been suspected of being a spy for Spain. During the 1780s, he had become known for trying to separate Kentucky and Tennessee from the Union to deliver them to Spain. So this is the guy that Burr has chosen to be his co-conspirator. Now, we don't know
Yeah, I
for
see where you're
sure.
going with that. Okay, carry on.
Right, you're right. We don't know for sure what the meeting was about, but there's very strong speculations that it is in fact regarding this idea of an independent nation. Now, back to 1806. It's August, and Burr has been building support for his endeavors here in the Ohio Valley. According to Google, which, because I was like, you know what, I'm an American, but I don't fully understand, I think, the breadth of the Ohio Valley. Google tells me that this region is nearly the 1,000-mile long Ohio River stretching from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to its confluence with the Mississippi in Cairo, Illinois. It broadly spans portions of Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Western Pennsylvania. I had no idea it
I
was
had no
that
idea
big.
either. That is ma like Ohio Valley, right? Like
Huge.
the Central Valley is massive, but it is a drop in the bucket to that.
That was literally what my brain was like, I don't think I know what a valley is. So like I said, in August of 1806, Burr's building up support in this massive expanse of land. President Jefferson finds out about Burr's activities and he sends out a warning to all the Western officials telling them keep an eye on Burr and his activities. He is a little bit sketchy right now. The president also warns your average American citizens not to participate in any of his malarkey. How did President Jefferson find out about all these dealings? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. A couple of different things have happened. First, in early 1806, like the February March time, the U.S. Attorney for Kentucky, a man called Joseph H. Davies, wrote to Jefferson several times warning him of possible conspiratorial activities. By July of 1806, Davies flat out tells Jefferson that Burr has planned to stroke a rebellion in the Spanish-held parts of the West and the Southwest to help form this independent nation. Jefferson dismisses these accusations as purely politically motivated. Flub on you, Jefferson. So, but he does, in his defense, send out this confidential agent, a State Department man called John Graham, to the Ohio Valley to investigate the rumors and like notify the state authorities. Graham's findings confirm that there has been this widespread recruiting. And then secondly, in August of '06, Burr sends Wilkinson a coded letter detailing all of his plans. Now, keep in mind that in the midst of this, rumors are already spiraling like out of control. And Burr is called to court 3 times by the U.S. court in Frankfort, Kentucky, to answer for charges of treason. And all 3 times he is acquitted. I was like, holy crap.
Wow.
Like, that is insane.
Yes,
But,
don't bring charges unless you can get him to stick. First off, you're arguing with a lawyer. You can't
right.
miss.
Like, you cannot swing and a miss that one, buddy. Like, you gotta have the stuff that works here. But remember that in August of that year, Burr had sent this coded letter detailing his whole grand scheme to Wilkinson, right? Well, October 9th of that same year, Wilkinson sends a letter to Jefferson outlining the whole thing. Because for him, by this point, he fully believes that Burr's plan is a failure and loss is a foregone conclusion, so he figures cut his losses, save his own hide, tell Jefferson everything. Which, Burr, bro, how long did you like look at who could be your co-conspirators and think this guy might not be the most trustworthy
Right.
individual?
Right.
But
He keeps
anyway,
tattling on you, and you're just like, you want to hear the next part of the plan?
right, okay, so but to Wilkinson's, I guess, credit, he doesn't explicitly name Burr in any of it, but like he doesn't have to, right? Because these rumors have been circulating. So it's pretty clear that by this point, the newspapers all over the place have already been all over this conspiracy. So like Jefferson is like, okay, um, sure, great. And he responds to Wilkinson's letter with an immediate cease and desist. So, like, you stop your crap, you come home, the end. That's in October. December 9th, 1806, the authorities ruin Burr's day. Ohio militiamen had captured most of his boats and supplies. He has this, what I would call a fort. It's a fortified mansion that is on loan to him from a friend. And the friend's name is so wild. Blanner, I'm gonna say this so wrong. Blenner Hassetts. Blennerhassetts. Blenner Hassetts. Anyway,
I mean, look, there's certain names that didn't stick for reasons.
honest to God. And the wildest part is that's an Irish guy. I'm like, how did you get that name? Anyway, it's his island, it's
The
his
Irish are going to
mansion.
be writing you some nasty emails. And quite
Oh.
frankly, I am distancing myself far away from you on this one.
Go ahead. I would love to be cursed at by an Irishman because here's the thing, Blanner Hassetts is the least Irish name I've ever heard in my life. Anyway, um, this this island fort area that he's got has been ransacked, and most of his men have already fled downstream. Anyway, okay. End of December rolls around, and Burr meets with what he thinks is going to be a small army on the Ohio River, but instead he's met with less than 100 of his men.
That's a
And
very small army. So he's
very
not
small. And
wrong.
that's true, he's not. But not big enough to do what he was hoping for, right? And you would think like this might make you like give you pause and make you rethink your decision making here, but no. This doesn't stop Burr. He decides to carry on and pick up new recruits as he's drifting down the Mississippi. In
Could you
fact,
imagine that? You're in your
the
inner tube, you're going down, drinking beer, and Burr's like, "Come on, man, bring your tube. We're gonna start another war."
let's go. Yeah, PBS says, quote, a less ambitious or wiser leader would have quit. But Burr proceeded. That quote makes me laugh so hard. About 30 miles north of New Orleans, at a place called Bayou Pierre, Burr is handed a newspaper, and it is announcing a reward for his capture and includes a fully translated text of the coded letter he had sent to Wilkinson back in August. So Burr's like,
Dang.
ugh.
That's a burn
So he's
letter.
right. He surrenders to the authorities right there at Bayou Pierre and and is arraigned before a grand jury. Burr and his men say they have no intention of attacking any U.S. territory, and then the jury fails to give any kind of indictment. However, two of the judges involved one of the two judges involved in all this orders Burr to return to the courtroom. Now, Burr thinks that's it. I'm smoked. I'm done. And he flees into the wilderness, which honestly, given the location, seems like a really stupid idea. But anyway. On February 3rd, 1807, a very wet, very disheveled, and very upset Burr is captured and brought back to the federal court in Richmond, Virginia to face a trial for treason.
Okay, because let's be honest. Wilderness for Aaron Burr means something a bit more rustic than you and I. Wilderness for us means we may not be able to see the next bit of human occupation, but somewhere in our sojourn through the woods, we might find a cabin.
And the woods are, uh, there's boardwalks walking through the woods. Like you're not walking on the
Often,
actual ground.
often, right? Like you can
Right.
find pristine forest in patches here.
And I'm thinking this man fled into what I can only assume are the marshlands of New Orleans. You're an idiot. Like, that was my first thought was this man is gonna get eaten. He's gonna get eaten. That's what's gonna happen. Um, Now you can imagine though that this is gonna be the trial of the century, right? You have a founding father being tried for treason, and Burr is up there fighting for his life. The cipher letter is used by both sides of the court, but when it came down to it, there is another document that held even more weight and would be his saving grace, and that is the Constitution, which has a very specific definition of treason, and it is as follows.
And please say he wrote it. Please say that this was
You
his.
know what? I was literally just thinking, I wonder who wrote this part. I'm gonna have to find out now. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act or a confession in open court. Now, the Supreme Court judge is a man called John Marshall, and he demands the strictest adherence to this definition, which, according to the court, Burr does not meet. So he is acquitted for a fourth time.
Honestly, this guy just knows here's how to beat treason charges.
Because I need to know now who wrote that part of the Constitution.
You need to Al
Now,
Capone Aaron Burr is what I'm hearing. You need to catch him for a busted tail light,
something
tax
stupid,
evasion.
yeah.
You got to get him for something else and then throw the whole book at him.
Yeah, that's pretty much your only option with him. Now, he might have won his day in court, but in the world of public opinion, he loses hard, right? Across America, he's got these effigies that are being burned. Several states file additional charges against him, and he would spend the rest of his life looking over his shoulder. Um, so you'd think that would be like the end of his machinations, but no, he wisely flees to Europe and foolishly tries to gain Britain and France to he tries to get Britain and France to support yet another U.S. invasion plot because the first one didn't work.
I mean,
He's my
honestly,
God,
I,
man.
I admire the man's tenacity.
Really, I mean,
He's
I'm here for
committing
it.
to it.
He truly is. After 4 years in Europe, so it's like 1812, he comes back to New York and he opens another practice there. And for the most part, he's got good business, but as we learned from the Eliza Jamal story, he is crap with his money. And that's the story of how Aaron Burr did not get his own country.
I am
But Angie.
stoked that you covered it because it was one of those stories I've thought about covering, never put it on my list, so it was never going to get done. But I'd hear about it, be like, "Ooh, that'd be a good one." Hey, look, something shiny.
Yeah, pretty much that's what had happened to me for my entire month of July has been totally railroaded. And I was talking to the husband the other day and was like, I have no idea what to talk about. I had an idea and then I thought, no, they're too like I can't do two stories back to back that's similar. So I was like, no, no, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll put that one on the back burner. Maybe that's a September story. And remembered, oh my God, there was that time Aaron Burr tried to get his own country. Let's look into that. So yeah, there
So,
we are.
are you ready to understand just how much similarities that we have for our stories this week?
Let's go.
Okay. My sources, National Park Service, Benedict Arnold,
Ah!
history.com, Benedict Arnold.
That's awesome.
Okay, now,
I literally almost put Benedict Arnold on my list last night, but I didn't.
wow. Okay, so this hat tip comes, like a serious hat tip for this story, comes from a person on Instagram, Tom underscore R underscored literally EH. Uh,
Yeah.
he posted a comment claiming that Benedict Arnold is a war hero.
Okay.
And I was like, go
I
on.
mean, he probably had some good moments. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so then I was like, you have you have you have risen the muse. Let us research. So,
Let us begin.
yep. Now, Benedict Arnold, born in Norwich, Connecticut, 1741. His mom, she comes from a wealthy family, but dad is an alcoholic father who squanders the estate. A
How
tale as old as
shocking.
time.
Is his dad Aaron Burr?
In a circular logic way, yes, but no. He's
Okay.
also the great grandson of a Rhode Island governor of the same name. So Benedict Arnold hails from Benedict Arnold.
Okay.
Now, as a young man, Arnold apprenticed an apothecary before enlisting in the New York militia. He enlists twice.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is during the French and Indian War. Both times, Benedict Arnold deserts the army or the militia.
The second time you enlist, you would think somebody would check the first time's record.
Well, okay, now here's the thing. It's almost honorable because he's under pressure from his family to complete the apprenticeship at the apothecary under his uncles at home. So
Okay.
family pressures him into it. And I would assume he's younger. He finally just goes, "All right, I'm back. I'm back. I got the family blessing." And then his mom goes, "You're just too beautiful for cannon fodder, and I just think you should go to Uncle Billy's and just really finish the apprenticeship this time." I don't know why she sounds like a McFly, like Marty McFly's mom, but that's what I imagine.
Oh,
Anyhow,
I was thinking Peter's wife from Family Guy, but yeah.
okay, I'll take either, honestly, because Lois is fabulous. Now,
Lois,
Arnold's,
thank you. I couldn't think of her name to save my life.
you're fine. Arnold's parents died when he's 21, and so he moves himself and his sister to New Haven, Connecticut, and this is where he opens up a small store. He becomes one of the most successful merchants on the coast, owning shops that really kind of spanned from the Caribbean to Canada.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I take it back. He owned ships that sailed from the Caribbean to Canada, not shops. That makes
Okay.
more sense. Now, 1767, he marries a woman named Margaret Mansfield, and she bears him three sons.
Okay.
Unclear if they have daughters, but they at least have three sons. Now, 1775, this is where things start heating up, right? Arnold rode as captain of the Connecticut Militia Company to Cambridge, Massachusetts to address what had just happened in Lexington, the shot heard around the world. Now, while he's there, he proposed to the officials to return an attack on the British. This is his idea.
Okay.
Okay, 1775, he's granted permission to lead a force to the British fort Ticonderoga in New York and captured. Along the way, he meets up with Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys of Vermont, and they're also on the same quest.
Can I just tell you for a split second, Ian almost tried to name Ethan Allen.
And did you be like, he's not an Ottoman, he is a person?
I said, if Allen was a family name, I might agree with you on this. His name is not going to be Ethan Allen. And he was like, okay.
You know what? Fine. Honestly, I'm here for it. I love that for you, though. Good job in winning. Now,
Thank you.
Ethan Allen, Benedict Arnold, they have some big fifis over trying to share command, and they squabble a little bit, and eventually they decide to share. They decide they can co-lead.
So Alexander Hamilton and Aaron Burr could have taken a page out of their book.
Quite possibly. Now, May 3rd, they end up capturing the fort. Very little alarm. They just nail it, knock it out of the park, teamwork, right? There is a commander that had a few guards patrolling around the grounds at night, and Arnold's party proceeded to the fort, or from the fort to Crown Point, and captured it in much the same way. Then, if that's not enough, because they're on a roll, they captured Fort George, which is in the Champlain Valley. Like they're also in the Champagne Valley or Champlain Valley. This all happens before the end of June 1775. So they are on a roll. As this is all going on, Arnold's wife dies.
Oh,
So
okay.
tis a bummer, but also he was not there, which probably is
Do you
also
know
a
we have a
bummer.
story name that we have a story called It's Really Annoying When Your Wife Dies?
I think that was the dancing plagues.
Yeah, Dancing Plagues and Peter Torden's Gold.
Ah, this all makes sense. Okay, so wife dies, which is big bummer. Now, um, it's at this point that Arnold is forced from command of these new American posts. He doesn't want to leave. He likes being in charge. He feels that he's earned it. Now, this doesn't really hinder his ambition. He's like, okay, you know what? Fine. I don't appreciate this, but whatever. I'm gonna roll with the punches. In September, he participates in the American invasion of Canada. Do you know about this?
Only marginally.
Okay, so George Washington, he's got these orders that he's given out to everybody, including Benedict Arnold. And he's like, we're going to take over Canada. We're going to make it the 14th colony. It is going to be amazing.
Is
Now,
he aware of how big Canada is?
well, I mean, look, the unexplored territory, Canada doesn't go very far yet because we haven't pushed the map out. It's just the map
It's
ends at a certain point. We haven't
the
paid the
unplayable
photographer to
part of the
go.
map.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
uncharted
okay.
territory. There's just sea
Yeah.
monsters and Sasquatch.
That actually checks for Canada. I'm here for it.
Truth. Now, the purpose of the expedition is not like 14th colony. I'm not joking about that, but also it's to get the Canadians behind the patriot cause. This is hopefully going to deprive the British government from a northern base because they're using it to mount strikes against the 13 colonies. Benedict Arnold, he has the enlistment of many of his men that expire New Year's Day. And so
Oh,
they're getting
okay.
ready to bounce. So Arnold has no choice to take the remaining men that he's got, knowing that half of them are going to leave. I say half, I don't know. But they're going to like leave. So he's like, I got to take the men I got and I got to do something now. And he launches a desperate attack against the well fortified Quebec City in a blizzard on December 31st, 1775, knowing that in just hours these guys are going. And he's like, I got to strike while the iron's hot.
D Dude, can I just tell you how mad I would be if my time was up the following day, but I got shot the day
Yeah,
before?
you're milking the clock. You know you're off work at 5, and your boss goes, "Hey, I know it's 4:30. Let's do a meeting." You're like,
Like, a couple
"No,
more hours, you wanna
no."
Todd called out.
So early in this battle, Arnold gets a wound to his leg. It's considered a grave wound. He's carried out of the battlefield. Now, or carried to the back of the battlefield at least, so he's still close, but like, he's not on the
Yeah,
front
yeah.
lines. Now, the assault continues. This battle, the battle for Quebec, fails miserably because it was a desperate attack to begin with. Now, hundreds of American soldiers are killed, wounded, captured, and Canada remains British. Shocker to our modern eyes, but these are things.
I was gonna ask, does it?
No, yeah. So, this attempt to get the 14th colony, just huge bummer, huge blot on everybody's record. Arnold was considered to have served valiantly as a brilliant tactician and hero after being wounded in the leg during this battle, and he gets promoted to brigadier general.
Okay.
So he catches a lead medal, gets something else for his efforts, which is
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, good, right? Now, summer 1776, so just a little bit later, his skills as a strategist were once again called upon as he's placed in charge of the new American naval fleet in Lake Champlain. So we
Okay.
get a navy, right? Now, his orders from General
Well, yeah,
Horatio
he had to
Gates,
fight Sasquatch. Now he's got to go fight giant squid.
but it's also like a lake, and so I can't like you know what I mean? It's not a bay. He's got a navy in a lake.
Loch Ness monsters.
Okay, fair. But anyhow, when
Thank
you
you.
rewrite the book, then I'm here for it. The zombies of Pride and Prejudice-esque book.
Of the American Revolution. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it. I'm here for
Now,
it. You're gonna be waiting for so long.
I know it's never happening, but General Horatio Gates, he basically says you are to defend this area. Do not fight unless fired upon. Only attack if attacked. Don't start the fight,
Okay.
but end it.
Yeah, okay. I can
So,
respect that.
yeah, like honestly, yeah, you know what? We got a bunch of new boats. Let's not sink them all. Now, our man, Benedict Arnold, is sitting there. He's like, there's a British general named Guy Carleton. He's gonna sail down. He's going to have an invading force down Lake Champlain. He's gonna come get us. Now, as this is going on, Arnold supervises some construction of this hasty flotilla because he's like, we're gonna go meet Carleton's fleet. We're gonna go meet Carleton's fleet. Be damned with what Horatio Gates said. So, several days of battles kick off as a result of this. Arnold's not able to do much damage to the veteran British fleet because they've been at this for a minute. They've been colonizers for a little while now. Their water
Not our
game is
first
pretty
rodeo.
fierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a little thing called Elizabeth One?
Yeah. They've been at this for a minute, right? Now, he basically saves many of his men only by grounding and burning the ships.
Sometimes you gotta burn the ships.
These are things. Now, Horatio Gates, he's a little pissed because this guy clearly disobeyed orders by conducting an offensive maneuver when this was a defense only play.
Right.
So, despite military successes, Arnold doesn't feel that he gets the recognition that he deserves because disobeying direct orders kind like one oh shit wipes away all your attaboys.
Oh, well, you did burn the fleet.
Yeah, yeah, we just had a bunch of new toys and you had to burn them.
Way to go. That's why we can't have nice things.
Hmm. Many of the fellow officers found General Arnold to be, quote, vain, emotional, and greedy. I,
Okay.
I mean, tell me how you really feel. Now,
Is
one
he
off
unscrupulous and an alcoholic as well?
gets it from his father. That's
Ah,
genetic. No,
you know,
one officer states, quote, money is this man's god, and to get enough of it, he would sacrifice his country.
that's not a great look.
No, no, not the best. So he resigns from the Continental Army. He's like, deuces. And he does this in 1777 after Congress promoted five junior officers above him, just skipped over him. And so
That's what
he's
happens
like,
when you burn the fleet. I'm just saying.
honestly, when you shit the bed that hard, they're like, you know what? You need
Hmm.
to sit down, take a nap. You're too
Go
much.
home, you're drunk.
Yeah. General George Washington, commander in chief of the Continental Army, he's like, hey, Arnold, reconsider, buddy. Come on back. Like, I could get you back in. Maybe don't be so much extra, but we got you.
If you're not being extra, are you even doing it?
not to Arnold, because Arnold does rejoin the army just in time to participate in the defense of central New York from the invading British force under General John Burgoyne in the fall of 1777.
Can you say Burgoyne again?
No. I mean, I
I
will in like
like what
another
your face
paragraph
does when you say
because
it.
I have to contort like I'm a puppet and somebody has shoved their hand so far up my mouth.
Oh, okay.
You like I don't, you know what?
Burgoyne.
So, in battles against Burgoyne, Arnold served under Horatio Gates again, and he holds Horatio Gates in absolute contempt. Cannot stand this man. Now,
Fair, you
yeah,
wouldn't let me burn the fleet.
right. Like,
You told me
keep
not to have fun today.
don't start fights, just finish them. The hell is this nonsense? They
Loser.
hate each other, feelings mutual.
I'm shocked.
Gates at one point relieves Arnold of his command. Basically, like, you're
You do.
dismissed. I said good day.
Sir.
Nevertheless, or nonetheless, at the pointless battle of Bemis Heights in October 7th, 1777, Arnold defies Gates' authority, shocker, and took a command of a group of American soldiers and led an assault against the British line. Now, what truly happens, right? Like, so when you dive in, you get like a little peek behind the curtain. Arnold sees that the enemy is entrenched, and so he rode the battlefield to lead the American attack on this captured enemy stronghold. This is completely against orders, right? Horatio Gates is like, absolutely not. Now, this is a minor victory, but it's honestly what caused the Americans to gain the position that they needed to force the British to surrender.
Okay.
So he like made a very strategic move here that did some great things, albeit against orders. In the process, our dude catches a wound at the same leg that he injured when he was fighting in Canada.
Okay.
Horatio
Things aren't great.
Gates has some big fifis over this,
Shocking.
but officially, Washington is just like, my man, well done, good job. Horatio's a bit peeved, but you got Congress and I daps, you know.
Cool, cool.
He's promoted to Major General and he's sent to Philadelphia to recover. Because basically, with that leg, he can't be on command on the field. And Horatio Gates is like, thank God. Now,
Just that one coworker you work so hard to not have to work a shift with.
yes, that's basically what happened, right? Now, what I think we all failed to realize, we know Benedict Arnold is the traitor, named synonymous with villainy and treacherous deeds. But it was Arnold's move that really positioned us to literally win the war.
These are things. Technically, we're all traitors.
Honestly, we're just the winners, the traitorous winners. Had we lost,
Then we'd be traitors.
that's the truth.
Yeah.
Now, Horatio Gates, because they truly despise each other, anytime he's talking about Arnold's contributions, he's downplaying them all. Which, again, that coworker, we know how this goes, right?
Yeah.
So in his official reports, he's like, I mean, he did a little bit,
He
but
was
he was
there.
always too much. But he
I
did a
saw him
little.
at craft service.
And he basically takes the credit for himself. Again, that coworker.
Loser.
Now,
Loser.
as he's in Philadelphia healing, 1778, his loyalties start to kind of shift a little bit. But he also marries this woman named Peggy Shippen, and she adds four sons to his arsenal.
Oh, so we're it's like seven sons now?
Yeah. What Papa
Okay.
Dooley Bird had seven kids had. I don't know the song, obviously. Now, while he's there, he becomes I didn't put this in my notes, a military governor, a militia governor, a something governor. But he's a governor. And during his turn as governor, there's some rumors that circle through Philadelphia accusing Arnold of abusing his position for personal profit. They're like, hey, you know how everybody says he does it all for the money? He's doing it all for the money. Now, there's questions that are also about his courtship and marriage to this young lady, or Peggy Shippen, because she's the daughter of a man who is suspected of loyalist sympathies.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Scandal.
So he ends up, with his wife, with Peggy. They have 5 kids altogether. So I'm assuming one of them's female. And they have this incredibly lavish lifestyle in Philadelphia while he's racking up debt. Our man is living off credit.
Hmm. We've
So
all done it.
honestly, like this is what your 20s and 30s are for. And then in your 40s, you're like, I gotta live within my
Crap.
means. I gotta fix this.
I'm a mess.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Damn
tried
it.
to get a loan and the creditor just laughed. That's a bad
They
sign.
need to take my call.
Yeah. Um, so between the debt and the resentment that he feels for not being promoted faster, he kind of has this maybe feeling to kind of change sides, turn his coat inside out. Now, he
Holy
concluded,
crap, is that where the phrase turncoat comes from?
I mean, I think so. I think like I mean, I made a joke about it, but quite possibly I think that it's literally that's where the word comes from.
I'm here for it. I love it. Let's go.
I mean,
I
let's
accept.
not research. Let's not ruin this thought with actual logic. But
Yeah,
carry on.
no, I like what we've done. I'm
Yeah.
here.
Okay, we're done. Good night. Thank you all.
Bye. Hey,
Now
you know what? I
he
figured out what the origins of the name Blennerhassett is, and the Irish will not come for me. I am safe. I just need you to know. Okay, bye.
all right. Uh, but Benedict Arnold, he concludes that basically, if he goes and helps the British a little bit, um, this is going to work out well for him. It would work out well because if he stays with the American army, they're just going to continue to be ungrateful little shits, and he's just not here for it.
Horatio, we're looking at you, buddy.
I mean, saw that one coworker, so just go and be like, "Hey, have you heard about Horatio Gates? You're quite the Horatio Gates. You should quit Horatio Gatesing it here."
Did you just?
Yeah, could you just now? Meanwhile, he's developed this intermediary with the British named bleh, of course he's British, but the
That was
Major
good.
John Andre. Andre gets captured in September of 1780, crossing between the American British lines. He's disguised in civilian clothes, which
This is.
not a good look. It's how you get shot on sight.
Yeah, we learned that in the Civil War episode with the train.
Yeah. Now, there's papers that are found on Andre that incriminated Arnold, and they look bad. They look damn near treasonous. So when you're talking about
Section 3,
treason,
Article 3.
I was like, really? Go on.
Hmm.
What did they say?
Hmm.
Now, once Arnold learns of Andre's capture, he hightails it. He skedaddles to the British lines before the Patriots could arrest him.
Okay, I mean,
Good,
that seems
good move.
reasonable.
Good
What
move.
about his wife and kids?
Unclear,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure Peggy, with her loyalist sympathies, can figure it out.
Oh, yeah, she'd probably. Yeah. Yeah,
You know what
okay,
I
okay.
mean? When
Yeah.
Arnold doesn't come home for dinner, she probably like hangs several pieces of laundry on the line that aren't normal, and then somebody comes with a wagon, picks up her and the kids. She's got a go bag, and then they skedaddle.
Yeah.
That's
I
how it
think you're
worked for
probably
me.
right. I think you're probably right.
Now, Andre and Arnold, they were trying to give West Point over to the British. That was the goal. That's what failed because at this point in time, Arnold was in charge of West Point.
Oh, okay. Okay.
West Point, I think, was like a military strategic stronghold and not the academy, if
Yeah,
I'm not
no, it's like a
mistaken.
fort.
Yeah,
At this point, it's a fort.
it's a fort. And so West Point remains in the American hands, and Andre gets hung as a spy in October of 1780. Now, Arnold had been promised a ton of money, ton of wealth, everything he ever wanted if he can get West Point to the British. Andre's hanged and he's unable to get West Point, but he does get rewarded by the British even still. He receives the commission of Brigadier General in the British Army, a pension, funds for his lost property, and he gets a command of the deserters and the Tories. So he gets kind of a ragtag team, from what I understand.
Okay.
Now, this tends to be like only like a chunk of what he would have gotten had he handed over West Point.
Right, okay. Still seems like a decent chunk.
It's a damn decent chunk. Money for lost property, I'll take it.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1780, the Americans are a little peeved at how slow that this push for progress in independence is going. They are racking up battlefield defeats like you wouldn't believe. However, hearing word of how treacherous Benedict Arnold has been re-energizes the Patriots. Now, this sagging morale that they've been experiencing, they've got a rallying cry. They have to defend and do better than what Benedict Arnold has done to undermine them.
Okay.
So, in theory, you could credit Benedict Arnold for reviving the morale here.
You know.
Honestly, I mean, if we're going to be apologists, here's how we go hard. Now, while he's fighting against Benedict Arnold's fighting against the Americans, he does a couple of really small engagements. In one battle, he would end up capturing Richmond, Virginia for the British. So
Okay.
he puts points on the board on either team, is what you need to hear. After the war ends and America wins, spoilers, there is a treaty in Paris in 1783. Arnold goes to reside in England because it would be not good for his health if he went to a new country.
Hmm.
The British,
Shocking.
kind of ambivalent about him, his former countrymen absolutely despise this man.
Shocked. Truly, I'm shocked.
Benjamin Franklin would write, Judas sold only one man, Arnold, 3 million.
Ooh.
Harsh, right? Now, after years of suffering from gout and other health conditions, Arnold died in London.
Freaking gout.
He
Sorry.
died of a rich man's disease, died from eating too much pudding and butter,
Yeah. Gout. Gets me every time.
right? He passes away at age 60 in 1801,
That's wild.
which is like, I didn't realize he didn't die a traitor's death.
I thought he did.
Honestly, this is what I'm here for. Now, following his death, we remember his name. His name is synonymous with the word traitor. But if he had died at the battles of Saratoga, he would have been memorialized as one of America's greatest heroes. Period. End of story. It's just if we end the story early, he wins. Just like Star Wars. If you're following Anakin to a certain point, he's an amazing thing. He is the chosen
It's
one.
right till Order 66.
And then it's like, you know what? Honestly, yeah,
Damn.
spoiler, you know? But
For those of you that haven't seen any part of the Star Wars universe, spoiler alert,
um you're late, so
he's
zero
Darth Vader.
concerns. He's Luke's father. Um
Oops.
yeah. But that was just wanting and going he yeah, he was a war hero.
Well, be a war hero and a traitor for the same country on this like the same day.
Yeah, truly.
That's wild.
And it was one bad coworker that threw him over the edge.
We have all had the one.
Where we're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna burn this whole place down.
You're the reason I'm going to be in HR today, and it's fine. It's fine. It's
It's
fine.
fine. I'm gonna earn it. If HR is gonna call me,
Hmm.
I'm gonna earn it.
It's
But
going to be
yeah,
worth it.
if you have loved this story and you're thinking, honestly, HR, come at me because I'm about to earn it, rate, review, subscribe, send this to
S-
somebody who is
In
your,
HR,
yeah, send this to the HR lady so they know why you're coming. And send this to your Horatio Gates.
everybody's got one.
And on that note, goodbye.
Bye. James Wilson was not involved in Aaron Burr's treasonous conspiracies. He died in 1898, but he is the one who wrote Article 3, Section 3 of the Constitution.
Good to know.